It's that time of the year again when we gather around all our family and friends enjoying gifts from Adobe. Yes, it's Adobe Max again. There's so much to choose from. I think there's something like 400 or 500 individual sessions. So in this video, we're gonna pick a few of them that are best suited for someone like you and me, video creators. All right, let's unwrap the presents. Adobe Max is a huge event, right? There's so much stuff happening, not all of that is relevant to us. That means we need to curate, and we will. So I'm gonna split this video into 3 sections. The first section is going to be about design, the second one is going to be about animation, and the third one is going to be about marketing. If you only care about animation, feel free to skip into that section, it should be somewhere down there. But in my personal opinion, if you want to be good in animation, that means you should really know about design, because usually those ideas are coming from design anyway. It doesn't mean you're going to design and animate logos all day, but it will give you a new point of reference when you're animating something. So that's for the design part. And then of course you're going to have the animation part where we look at the obvious things like After Effects, Premiere and stuff like that. And then the third one is of course about marketing. So yeah, let's jump into design. Okay, so we are on the max.adobe.com. Just click on register, sign in. What you need to do to explore what's available is go to here, view all sessions. As you can see now, you have 425 sessions here. Now you can of course just scroll and explore those sessions individually. But as I said, this video is going to be split into 3 sections and I already went through this pain. I spent all afternoons just curating things, really. So what you need to do is just go below this video and there's going to be a link for each of those sections. So just click on the first one, which is going to be about design. So I'm just going to copy this, put it into filters, and that should filter these 11 sessions that I think are important for someone who wants to do design. So the first session is called Blending the Physical and Digital Worlds, and it's done in Photoshop, presented by Tina Tolley, who is creative director and graphic communication designer. I'm assuming this is going to be about merging some photos with something more abstract, maybe something digital. On YouTube, there's a guy called Benny's Productions that does something similar. Really cool stuff, so I think it broadens your horizon. So the second one is Build Smarter Workflows with Adobe XD and Photoshop. Now, you might be wondering why I included XD. You might find yourself in a situation where Photoshop is not the right tool to use, especially for things like, I don't know, social media posts or any kind of UI-based things, because Photoshop is raster-based, meaning it's not vector, right? And XD is vector. It's similar to Sketch from Mac or Figma. It's a really cool software, so building smarter workflows is something that you might run into. But as I said before, this whole design section is really about expanding your horizons. So the next one is why attention to detail is a good thing. I'm looking forward to this one because I can spend like 2 hours just picking colors, really, and doing those little things. But I think that matters, so I absolutely agree with this. So that's why I picked it, I guess. Even though it's going to be in Illustrator and Photoshop, I think those ideas are universal. The next session is getting started with compositing. The reason why I picked this one is because I believe that knowing how to do proper compositing, even in 2D, because as you can see, this is in Photoshop and Bridge because I feel they're going to be using some 2D photos to composite something onto them, or those 2D photos into some scene, I guess. But the main thing is that knowing how to do proper compositing is absolutely crucial. I remember back in the day we were using Nuke to do VFX compositing. So I think something easier like this, especially it says here it's for beginners, it's going to be really beneficial just to give you an idea what compositing is and maybe start thinking about how you can apply it. The next one is curating a design-driven culture to fuel product innovation. This is going to be presented by Microsoft designers, which hats off to them. I know everyone is criticizing them, not specifically them, but Microsoft in general by releasing Windows 11 now. But me, I love it. I mean, the design choices that they made, those little interactions that they made in Windows 11, perfect. So I love it. I installed it on the first day and so far so good. Anyway, back to the topic. So curating a design-driven culture to fuel product innovation. I think it's something that you really have to be involved in terms of like, if you want to be a better designer or if you want to create better things that look better, you really have to create a culture around it. The next one is graphic design techniques using iPad and Apple Pencil. Of course, this is not relevant if you don't have iPad or Apple Pencil, but if you do, I think this could be something really cool, because just the other day we were working on a project where we had to create these, like a simple project where we had to create these hand-drawn things like arrows and circles and so on and so on. So we ended up using iPad on black background. We created those doodles really, and then just we put them into After Effects and animated them. If you're into that kind of stuff, I think this is going to be really useful. The next one is leveling up your UX UI game production with Ready at Dawn. If you don't know what UI UX means, it's not just about designing things, it's also about thinking how users are using the things. So it's really, you know, user interface / user experience. So Stefan is going to be using Photoshop and XD. Again, why is this important for someone like us? I think at some point you might find yourself in a situation where you need to create a button or design something, and you will realize it's as difficult as doing something in After Effects. And the final one here is the beginner's approach to visual arts and design, which I think it's not going to be super in-depth, but it's gonna either teach you how to approach visual arts and design if you're a beginner, or refresh those ideas in your head if you are advanced designer. Okay, so as before, there's a link below this video that will filter out all of those animation and editing sessions. I'm just gonna put them here into my filter. So the first one is Premiere Pro for you. If you look out for these sessions, MTT sessions, these are usually the sessions where the team that is actually behind the tool, the developers and designers or whoever is working on that product, they're going to be there. So the next one is the power of Premiere Pro. Again, it is meet the Adobe teams category, so these people are working on that product, so definitely good session to look out for. All right, so the next one is making Moggers with Mo and After Effects. Mo is Mohamed Moula, creative director on Init Media. If you don't know what Moggers are, it's basically a thing that you create, let's say in After Effects, and you parent your text properties and color and stuff like that. Basically any kind of property you can parent to Essential Graphics, save it as Moggers, and then use it in Premiere. And inside of Premiere you will be able to change text and color and whatever, so you don't have to use dynamic link between those two. So that's really helpful. It's yogurts. Yeah, it's pronounced like yogurt. Very good, thanks for that. Okay, so the next one is the secrets to amazing video transitions using Premiere Pro. Now, there's been an explosion of different packs for Premiere and even for After Effects, specifically transitions. It seems like everyone now has got their own transition pack. This one is going to be presented by Jordi Wonderputs. You probably know him from their YouTube channel, cinecom.net. They have really fun channel, really cool VFX stuff there, so definitely go and check them out. I'm looking forward to that because I'm expecting something cool, right? Don't give me some pack, right? All right, the next one is thinking like a colorist, color correction in Premiere Pro. Very important thing. Now, if you don't know how to do color correction, or if you just know how to do basics like brightness and contrast, that's not going to cut it, right? You really need to know what you're doing. You really need to use full power of lumetri, scopes, and whatever else is there in Premiere. The next one is using After Effects to enhance video projects. This is probably for someone who is stuck, and I don't want to say stuck, but who is in Premiere most of the time, and they're kind of afraid to use After Effects. Don't be afraid, it's not that difficult, it just looks difficult, and it's kind of annoying to switch between them. But This session should help you to give you a boost of confidence to be able to use After Effects. The next one is audio editing for video editors. This one is presented by Jason Levine, the legend. The guy's really good in terms of any kind of sound effects and, again, audio editing for video editors. Now, it's completely different than audio editing for audio engineers, right? So it's a really good thing to know how to do proper audio editing. The next session is Introduction to Premiere Pro Evolved Text Functions. Now, I want to say this session is presented in Japanese, so keep an eye on that. Hopefully they're going to be closed captions, but I think this is going to be really cool because as Premiere gets older, the text functions tend to get better. So for example, things like speech to text, the recent functionality that was introduced, and a couple of other things as well. The next one is Premiere Pro features, shortcuts, and tips for advanced users. Look, I don't know if you can see it here, but I have my Stream Deck specifically set up for things like Premiere. So if I open Premiere, it changes the layout, so I have different shortcuts there. I'm looking forward to this one. Maybe I'll learn something new. The next one is improving efficiency with After Effects power tips. Do I have to say anything here? Not really. Looking forward to that one. The next one is production of expressive videos that resonate in Premiere Pro. Now, this might be more towards the artistic side of things, so that's why I put it here. Again, this one is in Japanese, so keep an eye on that. But I think it spices things up a little bit because most of these other sessions are really technical, so I think this one is going to be more towards the artistic side. The next one is remote workflow and cloud storage, camera to cloud to Adobe apps. I think this is really cool. I mean, if you probably heard about this, but Adobe bought Frame, and Frame just a few months ago, they introduced this camera to cloud solution. So basically you record on your camera and it gets straight to cloud into Frame to Frame, and so your editors can just download it from there. It's amazing. I mean, this is the future, definitely the future. So I'm looking forward to this because the workflow, like for example, the workflow that we are using is usually heavily based on things like Dropbox. So we have, different folders, we have assets there, we have all of that stuff there. So it's all linked together. I'm looking forward to new ideas how to solve this problem. So yeah, that could be a good session. The next one is typography, play, and animation. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't know how to do this properly, so that's why I put it there, because I'm more towards the technical side of things rather than the artistic expression. So I know how to code stuff and I know how to do expressions and scripting and stuff like that, but animating and actually play with typography sounds good to me. I have no idea about it, so I'm looking forward to learning something new. The next one is using After Effects 3D tools to make even richer motion graphics. Now, how many of you are stuck in that 2D space and been stuck there for ages? I think using After Effects 3D tools to make even richer motion graphics is going to be perfect, even though this is presented in Japanese again. So hopefully, Adobe, please include closed captions so I can actually watch this. Now, the next one is beginning motion design, must known techniques. Noel Honig is going to be exploring the fundamentals of motion design. Even though it says like it's going to teach us basics of After Effects. I saw it down here that he's going to be talking about animation best practices and shortcuts. So I think that's going to be really useful. All right, the next one is Beyond the Basics of Motion Design, presented by Aaron Stern from Stern FX. It's beyond the basics of motion design, so I think it nicely connects to that previous session. The next one is Learning Premiere Pro Basics in 1 hour. This is definitely for beginners, so if you're not a beginner, just skip this one. But if you are a beginner, you might be coming from a different tool like Resolve and whatever, Final Cut. So this might be for you, and it's in 1 hour, so why not? The next one is moving 2D designs into 3D animations in After Effects. I think this is going to be bringing layered artwork either from Illustrator or Photoshop into After Effects, putting 3D camera there and working with those 3D layers. The next one advancing your editing skills to the next level in Premiere Pro. Abba Shapiro is going to be talking about things like quick color correction solutions and how to color match shots, something that you will definitely end up doing at some point. The next one is animating in Photoshop, sketching, brush settings, and coloring. Now, a lot of you are thinking about Photoshop as a static tool to create static images. Even when we're talking about things like brush or sketching, you usually imagine something that is very static. Now, Photoshop can actually create simple animations. So you have a timeline, you can even export GIFs and stuff like that. So doing that there is actually beneficial for multiple reasons, because Photoshop, compared to, let's say, After Effects, has way better brush settings, and you have many different kind of brush presets there as well. The next one is created animated cinemagraphs with Photoshop and After Effects. Now, as you probably know, this is very close to my heart because we have cinemagraphs in Photomotion. So I know exactly how this is done, but you might not know how to make these kind of things. And if you go on Reddit, there's a really nice subreddit where people share these cinemagraphs. So definitely a good skill to have, because I think cinemagraphs are yet to be really popular. The next one is developing a video workflow for effective collaboration. As I said before, we are using Dropbox and Frame for like collaborating on edits or sharing feedback and stuff like that. But I'm always looking to learn new things, perhaps discover new tool and new techniques how to collaborate with other people, because I believe that's absolutely essential. I mean, creating stuff alone it's just not going to cut it. You will end up working with other people, and especially in this world, you will definitely need something to collaborate remotely. So yeah, developing video workflow for effective collaboration might solve your issue. The next one is easily creating engagement and accessibility with captions. Now, I put this one there because it's about captions, right? I'm just writing a blog post about captions for our blog, I learn a lot about them, how to make them, how not to make them. So, for example, Premiere just introduced speech to text. So basically they scan your video and they create captions for you based on that speech that you have in the video. The same thing as Otter.ai, which is a tool to do exactly the same thing, by the way. It is really cool. I mean, I think that era of writing captions manually is long gone. It's never coming back. The next one is faster video editing, optimizing import and export. Now, this is going to be in Premiere Pro. This is not going to be about After Effects, I'm assuming. I don't know what that could be about. Could that be about perhaps proxies? I don't know. We'll see. Export, obviously, how you get that footage from Premiere out of Premiere. So perhaps there are some tips there how to make it faster, or maybe smaller file sizes, maybe bigger file sizes, but faster. Who knows? We will see in this session. The next one is on the move with the After Effects team. Now, this is MTT sessions, so meet the Adobe teams. Looking forward to this one, obviously, because you get to meet the people who are actually working on After Effects. Perhaps new updates, what's coming. It's a really good session. Really looking forward to this one. The next one is Premiere Pro shortcuts to cut your working hours. We had a couple of these in our selection already, so pick the one that you like the most. Just read the description, really, or watch them on demand. That's what I'm planning to do anyway. The next one is demystifying After Effects motion graphics for video editors. We had a similar session before. I don't know the name of that, but again, this is for someone who is stuck in Premiere, Resolve, Final Cut, whatever, you name it, and you will find yourself that there is a need for After Effects. So this is perhaps for you. Hopefully Kyle Hamrick is gonna demystify After Effects for you. The next one is the Ultimate Post-Production Toolbox. Very good and catchy name. Presented by Jason Levine again, Principal Evangelist at Adobe. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. And the last one, finally, is wicked fast multi-frame rendering with Threadripper Pro. That sounds like an ad, but I'm still looking forward to that because it's going to be talking about multi-frame rendering. So yeah, After Effects, Premiere Pro, perfect. Sounds good. They're going to be, of course, using Ryzen Threadripper for that, but I'm assuming the stuff will work on other CPUs as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. So the first one is creating motion graphics for social media. It's a different style, right? Like social media needs to be fast, needs to be catchy and eye-catching in the first like whatever 3 seconds or whatever. Definitely useful. The next one is growing an online community using multi-platform storytelling. This could be really interesting because, for example, we are trying to build our communities. We have a Facebook group and we also have a new forum, and we're of course expanding Instagram, TikTok, and whatever. So yeah, looking forward to that one. The next one is leveling up your branding with Premiere Pro. Most likely you are creating a brand for your company or even for yourself. So yeah, leveling up your branding with Premiere Pro could be interesting for you. The next one is making video content to fit every platform and fast. Now, that fast is very important there because platforms are different, the resolutions are changing all the time. Just the other day, I learned that the most popular resolution for YouTube is 3840 by 1920. So that's not 16:9, but it's 2:1, and it's actually really cool. It's because of the way that people are watching videos on their smartphones. So it actually covers up more of their screen, which is really cool. So yeah, making video content to fit every platform fast is gonna be a good session. Hopefully I'll learn something new. The next one is a closer look at the ordinary, mobile photography tips and tricks. Now, who doesn't need this, right? You have your phone with you all the time, so you just need to snap a picture. How to make it look really nice. I'm looking forward to that one. The next one is creating impactful videos that connect with your audience. Now, this is more towards the storytelling side of things. I think it's going to be really useful to convey your message better in a shorter period of time. So that's why it ended up here in this section. The next one is creating TikToks that will get seen. Interesting. They're going to be using Premiere Rush instead of Premiere, but I think that's actually beneficial to this because you have Premiere Rush with you on your phone, on your tablet or whatever, so you don't need to jump to your main machine to do any kind of editing. The next one is creative Instagram content tools and techniques, similar to the previous one. Looking forward to that one. And the last one is must-known social media marketing techniques. You're going to be using Premiere Rush, Adobe Spark, and Photoshop Express. You can clearly see that this is focused on people who want to do that kind of work on their mobile devices, so iPhones, iPads, blah blah blah, you name it. Well, as you can tell, Adobe has put some effort into making this year's Max even bigger than the last one. We picked some quality sessions, so let's get some beers, settle in, and enjoy the knowledge. If you like this video and you want me to make more curated videos like this one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.